had a moment to settle on your mats in child's pose. Take a nice full breath in. Feel your belly draw up to your spine. Breathe your lungs open into your ribs. Expand your back. Open your mouth, let it go. Good. 2 more times. Full body breath. Open mouth, clear it away. Good. 1 more time. Full body breath. Open your mouth, clear it away. Good. Working your way up into tabletop. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. On the inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your hips, expand into the lungs and the back. Exhale, round it out. Root through the palms, draw up through the belly, tuck the tailbone and the chin. Good. Continue with cow and cat a few more times. Nice and slow. Don't cruise through it. Give yourselves time to expand. Each inhale. Lengthen your back and round with each exhale. And start noticing how your body feels here. Do you need to vary the movement in order to create a little bit more space? So today, let that be the focus. What do you need? Now, I could be here and give you my suggestions based on how my body feels. But I want you to tune into how your body feels and start adjusting accordingly. You have no eyes on you. You have no expectations, not from me, not from yourself. This is about getting out of your head, release physically, mentally, emotionally. We all need it. A few more breaths here. Good. Now coming back into tabletop, no rush. Firm your belly and your ribs up to your spine. Elongate the right leg, heels in line with the hip. So the tendency is to overlift it. That's going to force the ribs to drop out. Extend parallel to the floor and reach through your left arm. So opposite arm, opposite leg. This is a simple pose, but over time you'll feel how the underside needs to strengthen in order to support the backside lengthening. So actively press through that right hand, firm in through your left glute, and reach out through the left hand and the right heel as you firm up belly and ribs to spine. Take a full breath in and exhale to release. Good. Let's just take it to the other side. Nice and strong through the left leg. Dial the pinky toe down so your hips remain square. Firm your belly and your ribs up. And even here, notice that you're dropping into that left shoulder. Press through the left hand and lift up out of the shoulders. You get a little longer and stronger. You're here for 5 breaths once again. And let this be enough, right? We'll move, I promise you. You want the muscles to start tuning in to what it is that you need them to do. We're strengthening the belly and the back here. 1 more long breath in and release. Good. Now firming the belly to the spine. Keep that engagement as you step back through the right ball of the foot and the left, coming into plank pose. So now we're bringing it up a little bit higher, engaging more of the arms, the belly, and the thighs, still keeping the length through the crown of the head, and actively root through the feet, on your tiptoes. And steeping hips width will give you a little more stability. I'll tell you why we're needing all the stability, because we're coming into balance once again. Move your left hand 1 inch closer to center. Raise your right heel in line with your hip once again and press the right hand down, lengthening your left hand out. Good. For 3, 2, 1, big breath in and release hand and foot to the mat. Reset. Strong arms, belly, and thighs. Get nice and long. This time your left hand moves a little to center, raising your left leg. Root through the left hand and reach through the right hand. Really engage the breath here. Create some length and lightness, even in the midst of the strength. For 3, 2, 1, big inhale and release to the mat. I know you're feeling it. Stay with me. Hands stay rooted. Glue them to the mat. Firm the belly and thighs. Spin your heels to the right. This is a little bit of a hip opening. A lot of a hip opening. Back through center. spin your heels to the left. Feel how that's loosening the low back, and the lumbar is creating a little more space against the right. Big inhale. Exhale, back through center to the left. Good. One more time to center, strong and long. If you need to drop your knees here, do. But you're drawing your chest forward, keeping your core engaged and lowering all the way to the floor. Baby cobra. Tops the feet press. Firm the thighs. Engage your glute muscles and draw your belly to your spine. Lengthen and lift, baby cobra. So the more that you can stabilize from the core through the thighs, the more your back has stability and support. So even though you're strengthening it, doesn't mean you need to crank it out. Good. You're here for 3, 2. Good. One more big breath in and release. Come up through tabletop. Sink your hips to the right heel. Back up to tabletop into the left heel, just loosening the low back, lengthening it out. Full breath in. Long breath out. Good. Now coming into your hands just for a moment. We often don't think of our hands in yoga, but we expect them to do a lot. Reverse your palm. So the back of your palm to the mat and your fingers towards your knee. And press down to lift up out of the shoulder. Just one hand at a time. Especially now, since we're all working from home, we're on the computers a lot more. We need the stress relief, the strain relief for the muscles. Take it on the left side, back of the palm to the mat, fingers towards the knee. Press down, lift up. Breathe into it. Soften into it. Good. Don't cruise through it. Let everything be an experience. Release the left hand. Shake it out. Turn the inner palm, the inner wrist, towards the front of your mat and the palms to the floor. Again, fingertips towards the knee. And perhaps you gently rock it forward and back, noticing where you feel a little bit of strain, a little bit of tightness. Breathe and move to release it. And of course, if there's any pain or strain, you're not going to do it. You're listening to your body. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Good. Shake it out. Release the hands back to the mat. Now, just for hand positioning, spread your fingers wide and engage your knuckles. Rotate the inner elbows, the eyes of the elbows forward. So it's almost like you're opening your right hand to the right, like a jar is opening, and the left hand to the left. Feel how that helps the rotation of the arms. And now the shoulders will gently move away from the ears. You're keeping that engagement as you come into down dog. Just a simple reminder. Sometimes we do things so often we just forget what we're doing. It becomes just routine. So becoming a little bit more aware here. Stretch out through the arms. Lengthen out through the spine so you're not letting the belly and the ribs drop out. Often in yoga and past, we'd always cue, draw your chest closer to your thighs, myself included. What I want you to look in the camera here, look at your form, is can you keep the back neutral as if you were in standing? Good. Draw up through the belly, firm up through the thighs, and use your hips to draw away from your arms. Good. On the inhale, raise your heels. And on the exhale, lower them back down. So feel how your feet feel. Stretching out here. Raise up the heels, lower them down. 3 more times. Good. 1 more. All right. Raise the heels. Spin them to the right. I'm going to spin to the left so I can face the camera. Now keep both hands rooted. And then actively press through the right hand and draw your left hand and draw your left hip up and back. So you feel the side body stretch from the hip through the armpit. Strong arms, strong belly, long legs. Breathe into the extension. Good. Don't cruise through this. Come into side plank. You're shifting forward so your shoulder is over your right hand and raise your left arm high. You can keep your feet staggered. In fact, I prefer that the first round. Actively pressing through the heels, squeeze up through the thighs, engage the belly, lift up through your left ribs. Draw up any bit more with full breath in. Clear it away back through high plank. Maybe knees to the mat, lower all the way to the floor. Now you have choices. Baby cobra, once again. Maybe a full cobra, halfway or all the way. Or an upward facing dog. All 3 require belly, glutes, and thighs engaged. Lengthen through your sternum. Full breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Long breath out. Take a breath. Feel your spine re-engage, lengthening it out with the engagement of the belly and the thighs, and then soften into it. Good. This time as you raise your heels, you're going to spin them to the left. This time I'm facing you. But you'll notice that the chest wants to draw forward towards the hands. Don't let them. Press through the hands. Draw your hip bones up and away from your armpits. Get nice and long so you feel the side body stretch. Good engagement of belly, glutes, and thighs, even here. And then shift it into side plank. Left shoulder over left hand, right arm high. Press through the heels, lengthen through the crown of the head, and lift up. Ribs rotating to the hands, hand lifting to the sky. Create even more length and lightness with a big breath in. Clear it away, high plank, lower halfway or all the way down. So halfway is just elbows towards the ribs, and pause. Come through your heart opening. Baby cobra, cobra, up dog. Firm belly and thighs. Stay for one more breath in. And clear it away, downward facing dog. Breath out, good. Slow walk of the dog. Relieve any tension in your back, your hips, your thighs. Shake out the crown of the head. Rotate it from shoulder to shoulder. Good. Now, as you bend your knees, lift your hands. Take a step, walk or jump to the front of your mat. Feet hips width, giving your lumbar some space. Take a nice flat back on your inhale. Come into low skier. So no forward folds today. Bend down low. Hands to the thighs for a little stability here, just to give yourselves the opportunity. Draw your belly and your ribs up to your spine. On your inhale, reach through the arms so you feel belly, glutes, thighs all working to your advantage. Sweep it back on the exhale, root to rise. Big reach. Inhale. Exhale down. Low skier. Inhale, legs. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Fire up belly, glutes, and thighs. Lower halfway, elbows to ribs or all the way to the floor. Baby cobra, cobra. Up dog, lengthen and lift through the sternum. Empty out, downward facing dog. Modifying at any point. It doesn't have to be the same each round. Take a breath. Clear it away. Let's flow 3 more times. Bend the knees, look to the hands. Springer step. Feet hips width, flat back. Low skier. Inhale, reach the arms, firm the belly. Exhale, sweep it back, root it down, and rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant and step. Firm belly and thighs. Keep that engagement as you come through your heart opening. Soften your shoulders. Lift your sternum. Empty through downward facing. Take a breath. Clear it out. Bend the knees. Look to the hands. Once again, Springer step. Flat back. Low skier. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Root down, rise up. Full breath into the extension. Long breath down into low skier. Hold for a breath. Engage your belly. Plant your hands. Keep length in the spine. Firm through the thighs. Open up. Full breath. Heart opening. Empty out. Downward facing. Take another full breath in. Bend your knees. Lift your hands one more time. Springer step forward. Take this at your own pace. You know where you're going. Notice your tendency to want to forward fold. Stay with the low skier. Good. Full breath. That's the challenge here. See if you can stay slow and steady. Each inhale lengthening to the top of the breath. Each exhale to the bottom. Good. Slowing through to downward facing. 3 breaths here. Good. Strong through the arms. Press the hands away. Firm through the belly. Raise your right leg. Keep the left leg strong as you bend your right knee. Open up the hip. And flip your dog all the way around. Just make sure if you have props in the way. Pressing the feet evenly under the knees. Please make sure your toes point to the back of your mat. Root down and lift through the hips. Even engage your belly. Squeeze your glutes. And as you root down, lift up through your sternum as well. And then create length from the shins to the crown of the head. 1 big breath in. All the way back around. Down dog to high plank. Get strong and long. And then take it into side plank, left arm high. Good. Now, any variation that you'd like from here. If you want to come into balance, if you want to work a little into the glutes and the IT band, step your left foot forward and you can drop and lift a few times. Some dynamic movement for 3 breaths. Really feeling that you're working through your side body as well as your low back and your abdominals. 1 big breath in. Release high to low or high to down dog. You have choices. Take a breath. Clear it away. Good. On the inhale, this time the left leg lifts, bending your knee, open the hips, still firming your belly and your glutes as you come all the way around. Stabilize through the feet, lift through the hips, and lengthen out. And lift up, not only from the hips, but from the sternum. Feel your ribs expand with the lungs. Your sternum roll up to the head. You breathe out through your left fingers. Take one big breath in, and all the way back around, downward facing dog. Take it into your high plank, stabilize, and then open it up. Find your variation. There's no right or wrong. Maybe today you start playing with things. You have nobody to look at you. No expectations, remember, of yourselves or from me. Find a variation, maybe find a few variations. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1 more. Release back through high plank. Take a flow or release into down dog, but take a full breath. And clear it away, downward facing. Big inhale, long exhale. Good, bend the knees, lift to the hands, bring your step forward. Take a flat back. Come to your low skier. As you sweep the arms forward, stay with me. Hands to heart center. Now right away, you have to feel that the abdominals are supporting your spine. You're gonna need it. We're coming into warrior 3. Left foot stays grounded as the right heel lifts. Stay low in the crouch so your muscles are actively engaged. Slowly extending through the right heel, dial your pinky toe down so your leg becomes parallel to the hip. Lengthen out through the sternum, and don't be afraid to lower your sternum a little closer to the mat. Good, for 3, 2, 1 more big breath in. Slowly, slowly release back into your low skier. Forearms on the sides will give you a little bit of stability and a rest. Take a breath here. Clear it away. Good. Extending the arms right away. We're feeling abdominals kicking in here. The glutes and thighs are already working. Hands to heart center. Right foot roots. Left foot extends. Take it slow so your muscles don't freak out. They know that you've got this. Finding your breath. You create more length, more lightness. You're hovering above the ground. Maybe lowering your torso a little more. Last 3, 2, 1 more. And release back into your low skier. You can bring your forearms for a moment. We're turning this into a chair. Stay with me. The hips stay low. Your weight is in your heels a little bit more than the balls of the feet. As you extend your arms, feel your ribs and belly support your spine. Rotate your pinkies in and your thumbs out. That'll soften your shoulders. Now slowly raise your arms without cranking out the ribs. As soon as you feel the ribs want to pop, that's your stopping point. The hands don't have to make it to 12 o'clock. They don't even have to make it to 10 o'clock. The spine is more important than the arms. Take 5 breaths here. I know you're feeling it. I am too. So breathe a little bit, smile onto your face. Lighten the load and deepen the breath. Last 3, 2. Good. 1 more full breath in and clear it away. Rag doll. Please make sure your feet are hips width or wider. You're welcome to take hands to books or blocks or opposite hands to opposite elbow. Take an inhale. Side away. And then find how your body feels. Check in. And welcome in some movement if that's what your body's needing. Sometimes bending into one knee and then the other feels good. Or swaying your torso from thigh to thigh. Good. Releasing your hands, take a flat back on your inhale, firming belly to spine. So it's basically a half plank. You need that stability from the underside. Raising your right arm straight out towards the right wall. Keep that extension in your spine and just gently work from your ribs as you rotate your ribs up. The hands, the shoulders, they'll come along for the ride. Good. Feel extension through the crown of the head without dropping out through the ribs. 1 more big breath in. And release back through center, flat back. Inhale, take your left arm out like a wing. And again, feeling the engagement of the underside, lengthening the backside and opening up from the ribs through the fingers. Find some length. Create the space to rotate from the ribs. Last breath. Inhale and exhale, release. Flat back. Now, optional crow pose. So most of us haven't really played with it on our mats because others are around. What I'm going to show you is a little bit of an easier way to get into crow. Some people think a block under the head, but the head actually has to lift. What I'd recommend is grab a few books. If you have a block at home, that's great. Prop yourself up so that your feet are a little elevated. Your knees are spread wide. Your arms send out as far forward as you can, and really spread the fingers, engage the knuckles. Now you have to lift your hips and rock forward. So you see my shoulders are now over my wrists. Bend the elbows in, hug them in towards one another as you press through the hands. Now fire up the belly. Lengthen out through your sternum, drag it forward through your shoulders, and lift it up like you're trying to do a baby cobra right here. Your gaze is to the front edge of your mat. Now try rocking your shins, the top of your shins almost to your knees, on top of your elbows. And maybe here you stay, because that's a lot of pressure on the hands. But as you push, pull up through the belly. But eventually, you'll lift your toes up and hug the heels up towards your glute. That's going to give you a lot of stability. Take 3 breaths here. When you're ready, just release. Maybe you play with the jump back, shooting your legs back, coming right into low plank. Take your full breath, inhale, and exhale, downward facing. So just a fun opportunity to play with. Coming into your down dog, the right leg lifts. Step it up into your warrior one, right foot to the right hand. Left heel spins to the mat. Now, especially here, women, we have wider hips. Widen your stance. It might give you a little bit more opportunity to feel that you can rotate your hips square to the front of the mat a little more. But here's the thing. That right hip needs to squeeze in, and the left thigh needs to draw back. So press through that left heel. Firm through the belly as the arms reach high. Big reach on the inhale. Exhale, draw the elbows down and back. Full breath, inhale. Elbows rotate in. Exhale, palms rotate forward. Elbows draw down and back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, open it up. Good. Keep lifting through your sternum, firming through your belly. Bind your hands behind your back, lengthening your shoulders down. Lift your heart up with the next breath. On the exhale, humble your warrior forward and down. Good. Breathe. Arrive. And then notice your stance. More likely than not, your weight's all in the right heel. So I want you to firm your right hip into the midline and then shift your hips evenly to the back of your mat, rooting more through the left heel. Strengthen the left thigh. Firm the belly. And now with all that strength, let the head get heavy. Take a nice full breath in. Clear it away. Sweep it high. Big inhale. Warrior one. Good. Exhale, eagle. Left leg over, left arm under. Now the tendency is to lean forward because that's the path of least resistance. I want you to squat it down. Come into that low skier, hips down, 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 almost in line with the knees. Now lift your sternum up and lift your elbows up. Draw your palms slightly away from your face. Feel the whole back strengthen, lengthen. Steady your gaze and breath. For 3, 2, good. Unwind the arms, rise up, full inhale, stand tall. Take a high twist to the left. Still lift the left knee, lift your sternum. Gaze back to your left hand. Step back, warrior 2. Good, land your warrior. Now here's a nice way of helping the right hip open up. Turn your left toes forward about 5 to 10 degrees. That'll help rotate the left hip forward. Now squeezing your right glute under, draw your right knee over your second toe. Belly's engaged so that the shoulders stacking over the hips lengthens up through the crown of the head, and you expand your gaze to the right fingers as you breathe into the lungs and soften into the hips. For 3, 2, biggest inhale, longest exhale. On the next inhale, keep the lunge, reverse it up and back, and release into your runner's lunge. Stay with me, 3-legged dog. Come through a floating plank, right foot over left foot, 1 push-up. Release the foot to the mat. Take your flow. Full breath in. Long breath out. Good. Take an inhale. And open your mouth. Clear it out. Left side. Warrior one. Don't be afraid to move your feet. They're not stuck in mud. You always have choices. Widening and shortening will give you a little more accessibility to squaring your hips. Now fire up that right thigh as if you're lifting it away from the mat by 1 inch and root through the back heel. Drag your left hip into the midline. Firming your belly to your spine, take a breath in and a breath out. Open up. Inhale. Exhale, open up. One more. Lunge and open. Feel the sternum lift, the shoulders soften. The belly still supporting the low back. Create more lift. Binding your opposite thumb on top. Drag the knuckles down. Lead with your sternum and humble your warrior. Let the breath support you. And then become aware of your alignment. Left hip squeezing in. I know it wants to jut way out towards the left edge of your mat. Don't let it. You want to think of squaring your hips to the back of the mat as you draw them back. Fire up your right thigh and root through the heel. Find some breath. We've all been humbled as of late. We know we're strong. But when things are out of our control, it's humbling. It's hard to not be in control all the time. But what we can control is our perspective, our breath, and showing up on our mat. So take another full breath in. And clearing it away, rise back up into warrior one. Good. Take it into eagle. So really engage the belly here. As your right leg crosses over and your right arm draws under, you can always hug your shoulders instead. But sink it down. Don't dismiss that. Squeeze your thighs, firm your belly, and then lift up through your sternum, the center of your chest. That'll help you to lift your elbows up. Settle your gaze and breath. 3, 2. Good. On the inhale, rise up, knee to chest. You might feel a little wobbly on one side versus the other. Take a high twist to the right. Good. And step it back into your warrior two. You can automatically dial your right toes forward. Firing up your right side, press through the right heel, and lunge deeply into your left knee. Feel how that opens the hips. Good. Now open the heart. Roll the shoulders down and back a few times. Stay soft as you expand the arms up. Just stay soft in the shoulders. Now, firming belly in, feel your sternum lift up with your shoulders. Feel the sides of your neck lengthen. And then soften out through your face and shoulders and your hips. Turn your palms back down. Settle your gaze to the front middle finger for 3, 2. Good. 1 full breath in. Reverse it. Up and back. And release runner's one. Stay with me again. 3-legged dog. Come through your floating plank. So leg taps the left toes over the right ankle. Lower and lift. Release the foot to the mat. And again, take a flow. You can always start taking cow and cat here 2 times. All the way through to down dog. Take a breath in. Good. Long breath out. Right leg lifts. Walking your hands back towards your left toes. Now the right heel, the left heel and the right heel have to work together. Press away through both heels, squeeze up through both sides. Good. Standing leg split. The torso has to lengthen to create a little bit of counterbalance to that right leg. But the right leg can't soften or you'll put strain on your back. So press it out, lift it up. Good. You're welcome to stay here. Bring one or both hands to your ankle. Again, you've got this opportunity to play on your mat. And then taking it into curtsy squat, right knee behind left, and lift it back up for 4, 3, 2. Good. 1 more. Drop it down, lift it up. Good. Draw the knee to chest and slowly rise up. Good. Stepping forward with the right foot, left ankle over right knee, squatted down into your chair. Nice stretch through the low back and the outer left thigh. Feel like it's a half pigeon in midair. Can you sink a little lower? Flexing your left foot to protect your knee. engaging your belly. Now, some of you might want to nest it, bringing your forearms together and your backs of your triceps to the fronts of the shins. Use that to lengthen your sternum forward. And of course, the next level could be hands to the mat, and you're working again into an arm balance, similar to crow. Your hands press, your chest lifts, you lengthen out. Maybe the toe comes off the mat. Maybe you end up extending it. Today I'm not going to because I don't want to strain my back. As we come back in, root down through the right foot and rise up. Big inhale. Step it forward to the left foot. Draw your knee to chest, extend it straight out and pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg lifted. Take a high twist. You can catch the outer calf or your outer right knee. Lengthen and lift. Look back and step back. Warrior 2. As you land it, reverse it and release into side angle. Maybe extending your side angle. You can always bring the left hand a little lower. But what I want you to be mindful of, and I can't see you, so be honest, is if you come too low, that left hip's going to jut out and you're going to tip forward. I'd rather you stay upright. Squeeze the glute under, rotate your right ribs up, lengthen out. Good. Wrap it up from here. Half bind really helps you to keep the hips and heart extended and lifted. Right ribs rotating up for 3, 2. Good. 1 big breath in. Stay with me. Left hand hooks under the left thigh. We're coming into bird of paradise. So it's staying this half bind. Even hook your right hand onto your clothing so it stays in a bind. Now step your right foot forward parallel to the front edge of your mat. Now you're still hooked under your left thigh. The right foot becomes your standing leg. So push the ground away and stand tall. From your belly to your spine, lift your knee. Lift your heart. Lift your ears. Stand even taller. Good. Press down through the right foot. Lift up and then lengthen for 3, 2. Good. 1 full breath in. Release back in. Stay with me. Left foot steps to the back of your mat. Warrior. As you walk your right foot a little wider, you can draw your torsos further forward. Some of you might want to work into a balance here. If you're playing with that, stay with the left leg lifted. Your right shoulder under your right thigh. Right hand outside your right foot. Now, as you push down through the hands, you want to actually lower your chest so that the left elbow catches your left rib. Moving that right foot out of the way. You're going to tip forward, engage your belly and your left thigh until everything extends. Takes a few tries, really kissing the floor. And then find your release into your lazy lizard. Knee to the mat, forearms to the blocks or to the mat. But take a full breath to feel your sternum lengthen. Keep the crown of the head lengthening forward. Try not to collapse. The abdominals need to support the backside. 3 breaths. Good. 1 more. Full inhale. Exhale, release hands to the mat. Good. Curl your left toes under. Send the right leg up and back. Good. Knee to the left elbow. Up and back. Knee to the right elbow. Up and back. This time, knee to the left elbow. Hold it as high as you can, or down and up 3 times. To the wrist, to the elbow. Wrist and elbow. Wrist and elbow. Up and back. 3-legged dog. Knee to the right elbow. Hold it, or down to the wrist, back up to the elbow. The hip and the knee in 1 unit. Back up, 3-legged dog. Good. Release the foot to the floor. Take your flow, high to low. Big breath. Fill the lungs. Firm the thighs. Empty through downward facing. Take a breath. Clear it away. Good. You've got 3 breaths here. Grab your water. Take a child's pose. Catch your breath. Good. Coming back into down dog. 1 more side. Fire up the belly and the thighs. Keep long through the right leg as you extend the left leg, just hip height. Walk your hands back towards your right toes. Press through the right foot, squeeze up through the right thigh. Do the same with the left leg. Squeeze the left thigh in, press the left heel out and slightly up. Both legs have to work together, my friends. Over the years, I found that if you release that upper leg, your back will take the pressure. You don't want that to happen. So keep extending through that left heel, lower your chest, give it a little counterweight. Let the head get heavy. Good. Keep drawing up through the right thigh, pressing out through the left heel. Try one hand to your right ankle. Try both. What do you have to lose? Honestly, the worst thing that can happen is not really the worst thing, is it? The left leg drops out. So what? We've had a lot worse things happen in our lives. Press away through the left heel. Big inhale. Exhale, curtsy squat. Drop it down. Don't let that left foot touch down. Lift up through the left heel. Drop down through the knees. Left heel hovering. 3 more. 2 more. Good. Full breath in. Lengthen and lift. Left knee to the chest and slowly rise up. A lot of strength to push the ground away and lift high. Stepping forward with the left foot. Right ankle over left knee, figure 4. Drop it down. This is different than an eagle. Your hips are square and sinking towards the left heel. Your right knee is parallel to the floor, so flex your right foot to engage and stabilize and open up through the right glute, right thigh. Again, hands can extend or they can nest, triceps to shins, lengthening through your sternum, still firm your belly to your spine. Find your breath. You want to take it all the way to the mat. For more stability, you can. Maybe you're working into the balance. Again, it's the shins pushing into the backs of the triceps, lifting through one leg and maybe extending all the way. Good. And you root down through the left leg, firm your belly, lift up, draw up to your right knee, stand tall. Stepping forward with the right foot. Lift your left knee, extend the left toes, point them, and pulse them for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Keep it lifted. You can grab onto the outer calf or your outer knee. Light twist here. Left ribs to left hand. Bend the left knee. Step it back. Warrior 2. Good. Land your warrior. Again, those left toes dial forward. Reverse it, coming into side angle. I'm going to revolve around just so I can see you guys. No need for you to see my backside. Firm your glute under, your right glute. Roll your left ribs up. Nice diagonal here. Good. From here, wrap it up. Again, I welcome you to stay high in your half bind instead of a full bind. Again, tends to happen is we're so intent on getting the bind with our hands, we forget this is all about hip and heart opening. Lengthen out, open up through the left ribs. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Catch your right hand this time under your left thigh. Keep the left hand bound. Catch a shirt or tuck it into your pants. Good. Now look forward and step your left foot forward, parallel to the front of your mat. Root through the left leg, stand tall. Good. It might take a few tries. Firm your belly, lift your sternum, lift up through the ears. Draw up through the right knee. Soften your shoulders. Now you're stable and long. Extend your right leg for a few breaths. Good. 1 more full inhale. Bend your right knee. Again, look to the right side. Step your right foot back. Warrior 2. Reverse it up and back and release it. Good. Coming into a strong lizard here. Strong lizard. Meaning your right thigh stays lifted. Even if you're not taking the arm balance, allow yourself to notice your alignment. Are you drooping too low? I actually want you to lift up so much that your hips are in line with your left knee. And then fire up your right thigh, firm your belly. If you're working into the balance, this is where you're going to hook the left hand outside your left foot. Draw your hands in line with your toe tips. Elbows squeeze in. You have to lower down enough to catch your right elbow to your right ribs. That's your stability, as well as your left arm holding your left thigh. You might need to move the left leg out of the way. Firm your belly, lengthen out. Kiss the floor as you extend through both legs. Good. And then release back down. Find your lazy lizard and catch your breath. I know I'm out of breath too. Lengthen your hips forward and down, but feel your belly support your low back. Sternum rolls forward, lengthens forward, I should say. And the crown of the head continues drawing away from your shoulders. If you let the neck go, if you start rounding the back, what you're doing is releasing your abdominal hold, and that's no good for the backside. 3 breaths here. 2. Good. 1 more. Full breath in. And clear it away. Hands under the shoulders. Curl your right toes under. Extend the left leg up and back. Give it a good stretch. Cross it over to the right elbow. Send it up and back. Cross it to the left elbow. Stay with me. Up and back, three-legged dog. Knee to the right elbow. Now you're going to hold, or you're going to choose to go down to the wrist and back up to the elbow. For two more. One more. Up and back, three-legged dog. Knee to the left elbow. Again, hold it as high as you can. Fire up the belly. Fire up the breath here, lowering and lifting. One more set. Up and back, three-legged dog. Release the foot to the floor, high to low. Full breath in. Pause here. Good. Look over your right shoulder. Back through center. Look over your left shoulder. Back through center. One full breath in. Clear it away. Downward facing dog. Walk it out. Nice work, everybody. Walk your hands a little closer towards your feet. Step your feet a little wider to the edges of your mat, just for fun. Bend your knees, lift your hands, and jump your feet outside your hands into your Malasana squat. Yes. Make sure you're supporting all the way into the heels so that you're not just on the balls of the feet. So ground, widen the stance if you need to, or even bring your books in. Even bring your books in. Good. Feel your sternum lift, your elbows and your knees squeeze and push into one another. As your sternum lifts and your ears lift, feel your face soften out. Feel your shoulders soften out. Feel your tailbone release towards the heels. Feel how much your body is awake. Maybe your heart's still elevated. You feel the blood pumping through you. These are constants. Coming back to that interaction of awareness, our breath and our body. Good. Now, just for fun, one more opportunity to find an arm balance because we have nobody watching. And I might fall over myself, but why not? Kind of fun to bring some lightness to our mats and into our lives. So I brought some books here as my blocks because I don't have blocks down here in Florida. I came unexpected to be teaching so much yoga. But go ahead and prop your hands onto something right under your feet. You want to turn your feet parallel to one another and actually bring your hands back so that the heels of the palms are in line with the heels of your feet. Good. Now, just like we were doing earlier, you want elbows to be the support for the inner thighs, the underside of your thighs. So I'm literally sitting on my elbows right now. Now, the tendency once we take our feet off the floor is to rock back. So I want you to firm your glutes in, feel your belly lift you, and get long through the sternum like we were doing in low skier. Feel that engagement of the front body to lengthen you out. Now, keep rooting through the palms. Take one leg out to the side and then the other. Keep lengthening through your sternum. Draw your sternum forward. Firm your belly and your glutes up slightly. Take a full breath in and then slowly release. Nice work, you guys. All right. I know we're coming to a close. If you'll stick with me for just 5 more minutes, we'll get one set of abdominals in and come into Shavasana. All right. So roll on down onto your backs. Give your knees a good squeeze. Roll it around a little bit. Take a breath. Good. All right. Coming into bicycles, which I know you all know very well, but I'm a huge advocate of alignment, so stay with me as I cue it. So belly to spine. Your knees are stacked over your hips to feel that stability through your core. Now, as you lift your head, neck, and shoulders and take your head in your hands, keep a tennis ball space between your chin and your chest. And keep your gaze up as your sternum, the center of your chest, is what's going to lift you up. The more that you collapse your chin and round your back, the more you're releasing the abdominals. You're counteracting what we're trying to do. Elbows wide, one leg long, elbow to knee, and elbow to knee. Nice and slow. Good. From side to side, give yourself time to extend through the leg, to lift through the sternum, and rotate from the ribs. The elbows stay wide, so I really should cue shoulder to knee, shoulder to knee. All right, So we've got about 10 here already. We're going to count down for 40 more, okay? For 40, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 10, 9, 8, slow it down, 7, 6, like you're moving through water, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay with me, knees to chest, chest to knees, lift your heart, lift your gaze, maybe reach your arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Right away, plant your feet under your knees, take a gentle bridge. It's a really nice way of releasing the abdominals. Even bend your elbows and press through your triceps. You've got a lot of support here. Squeeze your glutes, firm your belly. Gently lift the hips, take a breath. And clear it away, release. Hug your knees into your armpits. Yeah, into your armpits. So that's going to broaden your back. Feel how that widens your hips and lowers your low back. Find your way into your happy baby. And it could just be hands behind your knees or hands to your inner soles of your feet. Does your body want to stay in stillness here or create some movement? Maybe you create a little bit of a hamstring stretch here as you rock side to side, pressing away through one heel and then the other. Full breath. Complete exhales. 3 more. Good. Give your knees a good squeeze. If you'd like, you're welcome to take a spinal twist before you close out in Shavasana. Knees to the right, arms spread wide, but roll your left ribs to your left hand. Roll from the ribs. The neck and shoulder don't really do much for you. They'll come along, but feel how the ribs rolling down to the mat, rolling to the left hand, creates a little bit more of that spinal twist. Come back through center, take the knees off to the left, spread your arms wide, don't force it. Any back issues, I even recommend some books between your thighs and maybe some books under your lower knee so that you don't have to make touchdown. This isn't about how low you can go, it's about how long you can get through the spine. Create the space. Roll from the right ribs towards the mat or towards the right hand. Good. Coming back through center. Give your knees a really good squeeze with love and appreciation to yourself and my appreciation for your patience this morning. Draw your forehead to your knees and take a big inhale. Squeeze it all in. Exhale, let the legs go long and wide. Reach your arms forward and slowly lower one vertebra at a time. If you have a pillow or your book or block accessible, lay it on your belly. I know it sounds a little silly, but what this will do is let your nervous system understand that you're safe and secure. It's a blanket effect. As your palms roll up, you welcome in a new day. As you let go of all the tension that you've been carrying in your face, and you relax your jaw, coming back to your natural breath. Feel your shoulders release. Feel your abdominals and your glutes relax. And your limbs get heavy as they sink deeper into your mat. And the more that you let go, the more relaxed that you get, the lighter and freer you become. The amazing transformations that have occurred in your body, in your brain, by showing up on your mat. Let it all settle over you and sink in. Shavasana. Now you're welcome to pause me here and continue for as long as you'd like in Shavasana in the safety and security of your home. Otherwise, wiggle your fingers and toes and take a full body stretch, awakening your senses, lengthening your spine, invigorating your body. Full breath in, and on the exhale, give your knees a squeeze once again, finding your way into the fetal position. This is where we began our lives. It's a symbolic new birth. With your forehead or your cheek to the mat, you seal your practice, leaving behind what no longer serves you. You set an intention for your day, and you gently press yourself to seated, bringing that intention with you. Sitting up nice and tall, roll your shoulders to your ears and down your backs. Full breath in and a long breath out. One more time. Good. Feeling all that tension away. You're welcome to keep your hands on your thighs or bring them to heart center. And I leave you with one final thought from Maya Angelou. Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space. Invite one to stay. With your intentions and your thoughts, brightness and lightness in your hearts, we seal our practice with 3 breaths. Full inhale and a complete exhale. Full breath in and let it go. One last time, fill up, lift up, lighten up. Open your mouths, let it go. With a smile to your face, welcoming in your new day. Lightness, gratitude, and brightness in your hearts for yourselves and for those around you. Let's pay it forward. Together we bow forward. Namaste.